and say, oh boy, I get to play on planet Earth again. And really be happy that I'm here. And that's what I want more than anything. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm not attached to whatever's bringing me joy. I just want to be.
Then when you find yourself feeling other than that, instead of beating up on yourself for not being in this joy that you want, take the best emotion that you can find from where you are. Because we are describing you, and you are describing to us the reason that we are now talking about this emotional meter, because you're not alone. So many people are in this place of anger or fear or worry or misery of some kind, and every day they want to be over here, but because they can't make the vibrational jump any more than you can get 101 on your radio when your dial set at 98, because you can't make the jump, then it feels impossible. And when you empower yourself by saying, I can't get all the way to ecstasy, I can't get all the way to being joyful every day about being here, but I can sure go from depression to anger. And the step of patting yourself on the back as you say, I deliberately chose a different thought, and the conscious acknowledgement that I do now find relief in this, that's the key. Because if you can feel a little better, you can feel a little better again. And if you can feel a little better again, you can feel a little better again. And before you know it, you're over here where you say you want to be. Well, we think it would serve you really well to say, I live in a perfect environment and I'm finding my way. And this is an environment of freedom, and free will really matters to me. And I love how readily the universe responds to what I decide to give my attention to, because these manifestations help me know where I'm vibrating. And since it is my quest to vibrate in the best possible place that I can, then these manifestations are very helpful to help me know how I'm doing, because I want to know how I'm doing. I like paying attention to the way I feel, and for the most part, my life is going very well. And if there's an area that I'm not particularly paying attention of, where something can sneak up on me a little bit, then a manifestation occurs. But it doesn't matter, because it's not finished. I don't ever get it done. I can't get it wrong. In other words, we want you to be in love with your life in the way that we are in love with your life. We would dearly love for you to feel appreciation for your ability to create. We love it when you make the conscious association between thoughts that you've been thinking and things that have been happening. But for the most part, as we interact with most of you, we see you not really eager to apply the tools that will shift your vibration. It's like most of you say, I would like it to be different, but I'm really not willing to do the work that I need to do to shift my vibration. It's like Esther saying to Jerry, can't you just fix this? Do I really have to clean up my vibration around it? In other words, do I really have to clean up my vibration about the electrician? Can't you just go drag him down here and make him finish the job, you see? And what we're wanting you to relax instead and say is, I want to know how to shift my vibration, because it isn't only about getting the electricity finished. It isn't only about having these manifestations happen in the way that I want them. It's about my joyful life experience in the interim, because all of life is about now. And I want to feel the best that I can possibly feel right now. And so God didn't set it up inappropriately. This energy that you referred to as God said, here is an environment where all things are possible. And if you can dream it, this environment has the ability to deliver it to you. And if you're off track, you'll know it, because you won't feel too good. And if you're on track, you'll feel wonderful. So feel your way into vibrational alignment with your heart's desire and live happily ever after. That is really what you knew as you made the decision to come forth into this physical experience. Please do not beat up on yourself if you are not always in a joyful place. Negative emotion is not a bad thing. It's a good thing, because it's an indicator of where you are. How do you know where you are if you do not have some frame of reference to where you are, between where you are and where you want to be? That's where your creative work is. And this emotional scale, as you ascertain that, yeah, I'm feeling here much of the time, and I want to feel here. Well, then, once you've made that distinction, which you've never really done as accurately as you will from this point forward, when you choose a thought that's on this side of your set point, you're going to know it. When you choose a thought that's on this side of your set point, you're going to know it. So finally, you're going to begin to consistently move in the direction of where you want to be. And when that happens, you got to get there. You can't fail. You've got to get there. We think that every one of you, especially when other people are sitting in the hot seat, you can feel where these emotions are, can't you? You can tell what the vibrational frequency of emotions are. And it's usually harder for the person sitting in the hot seat, but we don't think that anyone who sat in the hot seat today feels any mystery about the vibrational match between the way they are feeling and what's manifesting. But everyone had a question about, how do I now change the vibration? And so there's not been an exception in this room. Every single one of you can feel the relief in your emotions. You can tell whether each statement that you make gives you relief or puts more pressure. You can feel whether it releases or adds to the stress. You can feel every single time. And when your dominant intention is to feel the relief of resistance, you will be home free. But as long as you're willing to beat the drum for who knows what reasons, sometimes you do it for drama, sometimes you do it for attention, sometimes you do it because you're so irritated about where you stand, you feel that you need to justify in some way how you got there. Sometimes it's because there are other eyes upon you that are accusing or not appreciating you, and you're trying to straighten them out and help them to know that you're not bad. That's what that little boy's outrage was about. No, I'm not bad. Stop saying those words, you see. I'm not bad, I'm good, and life should be better for me. Better things should be coming to me because innately you know, you're screaming it from the very core of your being. I'm a good person. Good things should be happening to me. I shouldn't be confused or overwhelmed or sick or abandoned. I shouldn't be abused or robbed. I shouldn't be mistreated in any way. I'm good. This is the cry that is coming forth from you. And we say, yes, you are. Yes, you are good. You are good. You are really, really good. But you've got to start saying I'm good rather than I'm not bad. You've got to start saying I'm worthy rather than I'm not unworthy. You've got to stop justifying and defending your position. You've got to start speaking toward. You've got to turn in the direction of San Diego. And then just keep chugging along, chugging along, chugging along. You'll get there. You can't not get there. And meanwhile, in time, you'll get so good at this that you won't care where you are. You'll sort of revel in not being where you want to be. Esther broke something beautiful in the house one day, and she said, oh, good, something to buy. Now I have a reason to shop, you see. And that's sort of the way we want you to feel about everything. Oh, good, a reason to focus. Oh, good, a reason to invoke the power of my source energy. Oh, good, a reason to be more aware of my emotions. Oh, good, a reason to pay attention to the manifestations that are coming. Oh, good, a reason to feel more alive, a reason to be more deliberate, a reason to feel the hands-on, fingers in the clay creating that I'm really about. You are a creative genius. You didn't come forth to watch somebody else create. You didn't come forth into an environment that was all perfect so that you could just sit there and say, well, isn't this lovely? You're creators. You want to create, which means you want to think, which means you want to think about what you don't want so that you can think about what you do want, and you want to know the difference in how they feel. How would you like to be the best creator in the whole world, a sculptor of some magnificent proportion, and have someone say to you, from now on you don't have to make anything, I'll make them all and bring them to you. So every day they bring you something else and say, put this in your collection, put this in your collection, and after a while you'd say, don't bring me any more creations, I am the creator. I want to mold it, I want to sculpt it, I want to create it, I want to paint it. Me, I want to do it. I am the creative genius that wanted to come forth into this body and chose this environment specifically because it was the best environment that anyone ever imagined for satisfying life experience. Satisfying life experience is not about the finished product or manifestation. It's about the fun trek along the way. It's about being mad and getting over it. It's about being robbed and frustrated and getting over it. It's about feeling abandoned and then not feeling abandoned. It's about feeling unloved and then loving so you don't notice that you're not feeling loved. It's about molding the energy. It's about focusing. It's about connection with who you are. It's supposed to be fun. And from our perspective, it always is. And most children still agree with us. We are just wanting to remind you, you take it all so seriously. You can't get it wrong and you never get it done. You might as well have fun with it. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. You are creative beings. Have fun with all of this. Life is supposed to be fun. And when it becomes fun, then it gets easy. There is great love here for you. We are complete.